Good morning, everybody. We designed a tree. It represents the nature. The nature. To design the tree, we used foamy paper and crepe paper. Then we cut the forms and bend. The nature is important for every living beings, plants, animals, and people.
Thank you.
Okay, our topic is about nature. First of all, we must know that nature is very important of all living beings. Like my partner said, animals, plants, and people too. Because especially we must preserve the nature. Take care of the animals special because there are lots of animals in danger, like for example bears. We know that the unique animal in danger in Ecuador is the condor. Also some of different kind of birds, butterflies too, monkeys. We have to preserve the nature, creating different forms to preserve it, and also we have to protect the environment.
Good.
So next I'm going to talk about plants. So the Earth is considered a green planet due to the presence of plants on it. The presence of plants is so important because plants were the organisms that were born in the earth, on the earth at first. And also the plants are so important for humans because without plants human living cannot exist. And we grow plants everywhere in our homes, in our gardens, and also in the roadsides. Their presence is inevitable for clean the air, for food, and also for the economy. And many people contribute to the economy growing plants on their gardens, and we need them to survive.
We got the abstract art surrealism here. So who's going to explain what abstract art is?
Okay, our topic is about abstract art. I talk about abstract art. Abstract art is a kind of art that uses a visual language or form, color, light to create a new composition. It doesn't represent anything or try to look like something. It's different. Also, the abstract art represent things that aren't visual, such as emotions, experience, sounds, and anything. At the beginning, it's difficult to understand the meaning of the picture. For this reason, it's necessary to listen the different reasons that the painter did that. Okay.
Thank you.
So, teacher, we have an example of abstract art. So here, as we can see in this picture, we have a designing from an author. And this art shows something realistic, but it is setting for a painting and representing the night feeling. It's making an abstract art. It don't has a really make sense if you could see. This is not painting in a realistic way. It's a little bit distorted, and also it's a particular one because it demonstrates highlights and something in the contrasted color, and the setting also is selected as a modern one.
Okay. Can I take a look at those pictures? Thank you. Soledad now. Hi.
Hi. Now I'm going to explain you a little about surrealism. So surrealism is a cultural movement that started at the beginning of 20s. So this movement tried to show the power of imagination because it show pictures that are about the unconscious, the things that we have into our unconscious. And another thing is that represent by illogical things. For each one have different meaning.
Do you have any question about it?
I'm just rolling.
Our group represents the art shape. We have some pictures which represent the shapes. Also, we did some creative things. For example, this monster. This monster was made by Pablito Castro. It represents the death, how a person changes when he passed away. Also, we have this coins cartridge. For example, the first one was made of an old cassette and a sticker zipper.
Yep.
The second one was made of an old milk box.
Yeah.
And it was painted with a colorful paper.
Thank you.
We made this mirror. It's a living room adornment. It was a plastic spoons. The first cut the plastic spoons and stick around the middle. It's so easy to do. It's a form, a shape, a circle.
Okay.
As you can see here, we have different pictures that represent a shape, and here this is a piece of art. It is a owl. It was made by cardboard and foamix.
By you.
We need to do this. We need to cut different shapes. For example, for the eyes, we use a circle form, and for the body, we use triangle form. And first, you need to cut all of this, and then we need to stick in a cardboard. And this is it.
My group and I try to represent how we can create art in different shapes, like circles, triangles, rectangles, squares, and every kind of shapes that we find. So that's why we printed some kind of shapes that are made of circles, triangles, and different kind of art that can be attractive and colorful. And also, we decided to create some different kind of art with a ceramic plate. The first thing that you need to create is to buy a ceramic plate, whatever you want. And then you need to buy the right paint for the ceramic. Otherwise, it won't be paint. So we decided to create like an angel to represent the protection, and you can use it like a souvenir to decorate your house and put it on your living room to protect your family. You have to choose the colors that you want to create the different shapes and the different forms according to what you want to show. And that's what we want to create with the different shapes that we create. that we can create art with different kind of shapes.
Our group is about people, and we want to show you the different people emotions through these pictures. And this decoration is so colorful in order to call people's attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
People have different emotions, for example, anger, sadness, and happiness. And the picture are the voice is happiness, the girl is love, and the picture is
That's nice face. Look at this.
Yeah.
That's an Ecuadorian.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ecuadorian. Yeah, also people has connection with other people, and on the other hand, people also have connection with animals, as we can see in the picture there. There is a hen or a dog and a human. So we can interpret this picture as a relationship between people and animal, especially dogs, because we have environment, especially in home, and if we have a dog, each dog is gonna be like a friend, yeah. And we establish a connection with the dog, and we can dogs can be confident, and as people could be also. So it's a connection, and that it's also a feeling of friendship and trust and confidence.
Finally, as you can see, we have a gallery with different pictures that represent the different emotions that the people have. For example, we have children if they are happy, and also we have an art. It's called puntillismo, as you can see in this picture, and it shows different emotions. In this case, maybe she is frustrated, and it's the same. They represent the art called puntillismo, as I told you, and yeah, it's all about our work that represent maybe we work our focus and the feelings that the people have.
Good morning. Okay, so our group is about black and white art. Yeah. So what we're trying to represent is what is life without our eyes catching all the colors in the nature or in the life. So what was my job is doing painting, which is really good. So I try to represent a bit of nature, a bit of cosmos too. And then in those little kind of winds that I have there, I try to represent a dream, and the dreams can follow that by nature. Yeah. So this is about my painting, and you can start also watching all the things.
What's that? What that represent that?
This is kind of a hand, yeah. So it's a little bit hard to work out what it is, but actually it's a hand because it's kind of abstract and so it's black and white, so it's kind of hard to work out what it is.
Yeah. So then on this part we have the portrait, and also we have to differentiate where is the main difference between painting and drawing, because there are two different things. Painting is concerned about the colors, about how do you perceive these colors in a picture or imagine, something like that. But we're talking about the portrait, we're talking about or drawing, we're talking about the lights and shades that we use in order to create different pictures. As you can see, different. In this case, we have portraits about the people, and it could be also portraits about animals or something like that. But it could be an art. Yeah? So in this part, we have, as you can see in this one, you can see the first of all the principal outlines that I have to do in order to create a portrait, and then we are going to cover by different in order to make more real about that. As you can see, also there are different parts or different perspectives about the people. In this case we have frontal, profile, and we have with a little bit of challenge, and we have, as I said, the principal outlines that we use in order to create.
Okay,
Great.
we have different photos about the animals in the nature. This section is about the black and white. This animal in their fur or skin have this color. For example, in this part we have pandas. Pandas have two colors, black and white. Other animals, such as a wolf, is a little black and little white. And we have other animals. It's so beautiful this part because I consider the nature is beautiful and have different designs. And this represents this beautiful in the natural process.
Okay. So can you mention all those animals?
This is a stork, a dog, a bear, a rhino, owl, lynx, zebra.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, emir. Yeah, panda, wolves, dalmata, penguins, whales, panther, and horse. This is more animals, but I don't have enough space for all these animals.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the black and white art in cinema and television. Here we have a short video.
Can you speak louder?
Here we have a short video talking about the art in black and white in the world. But it's important to remember that the black and white art in cinema started in Paris, French in 1890. Then the color was gradual until taking place in 1930 to 1960. In the television, the color, the first color transmission was in July 3 from 1928 using mechanical process. In USA, the color television started in 1950 in a short term until 1970 in a wild ranch.
All right. So nothing digital at that moment. Okay, this is it. Thank you.